Hi there, I wanted to do a little video, and I want to talk about subconscious military programming. Now this is something that, I've been seeing for a while regarding this awakening journey I'm on. And when I started seeing it with the third eye, I couldn't look, but now I can. I'm into sport as well, but what sport is, most of the big sports, the big ones that people are all rooting for, you'll notice that the big ones is all about shooting a ball into a net. The ball would be like the weapon, the military weapon, the thing hurting the opposition. Someone always gets really down, hurt, and someone's always victorious. This is teaching you to think in a military way. In a military way. That's why I say that's what it is. It's military subconscious programming. That's what sport is. And that's why it exists, and that's why it's always shoved in your face. Now, I'm not saying don't enjoy it. Because I like sport. I think there's other qualities as well that you can learn from sport. And for example, when I talk about oneness, and the two becomes the one and reflecting it. So that, for example, when you watch boxing, that's like that. That's not why it exists, but that's what I see because I'm choosing to see that. But why it exists, why sport exists, the big ones is subconscious military programming. Look at it and you'll see that. You'll see it's always hurting something. They're always defending something, and it's always about your team. Your team would be your country, your army. That's why all that exists is set up the way that it is. That's exactly what it is. All TV, everything outward is dictated from a force that you cannot see, you see. That's what the system is. The system is a state of consciousness that we created. And basically this awakening that we're going on is about changing that. As we're ascending to this Christ consciousness, that's a thing that exists within you. And we're ascending past all this stuff and becoming a one collective. But the reason that consciousness exists is because it's a distortion of mixed emotions. So many depressed people, so many people blaming their governments or whatever, when actually we create reality. So we create this mess by the thoughts and feelings we choose to think. And it's the same with the system regarding religion. It's all this stuff about fear the fire, when actually it's the fire that actually, or any element. Take the fire. If you burn your hand on fire, it's teaching you to be more wise. So the fire is actually making you more wise, right? So you don't want to run away from the elements, but the reason religion wants to get you to run from the elements is because it doesn't want you to benefit from the elements. Because once you become one with all the elements and all the things that exist, you're tapping into your own infinity. Those elements are there to help you, to ascend you, to develop you. But religion is all about, the system is all about brainwashing you, so you run from this stuff. So you want to run from these elements, so these elements can never teach you anything. That's the whole point of it. The whole point is to get you to live in a tiny perceptual box, a prison, a mind prison. And they do this through counterintelligence, they want you to be in a tiny perceptual box, go down a certain road, stay there, never get out, and they're getting on with what they're doing. And it's all about limiting your power, because if you were to tap into your real divinity, you'd be too powerful. And the system can't have that. Because the system that's a dark state of consciousness attracts psychopathic people in government, you see. That's what attracts these people, it's the state of consciousness. But like I say, as this is changing, you'll see different kind of people in governments as the awakening's getting bigger and bigger, because the energy will be attracting a better class of person, you see, instead of a psychopathic person. But that's basically everything is, like I say, dictated from the top. But this awakening is spoiling the party. But of course, it was all meant. Everything is arranged by the divine consciousness. Because even bad experiences have a place, you see. That's the thing that a lot of people don't tell you, that everything that exists has to exist to teach you things. The divine consciousness knows every best road to take. And so it's created everything so that you go down this bad road, and it leads to the light, you see. You can't have the light without the dark. You can't have the dark without the light, because the two are mixed perfectly with each other, you see. It's the same with life after death, you know. The people that you're fed that are intelligent, there's a lot of people you see just now on YouTube, so-called educated people scratching their head at life after death, when there's only life. Life is just an infinite consciousness. Everything is just awareness, and it's always here and infinite, right? But you're trained and programmed to not understand infinity. That's why time exists. That's why everything out, if you look at everything outward, there's always a beginning and an end. They're trying to feed you, program you, so you can't imagine infinity, when everything is just infinite potential within an infinite consciousness. What you imagine you are, whatever your race is, whatever you think you are, your body or whatever, is the imagination from infinite consciousness. So you're basically imagining what you are. You're choosing to imagine your experience, because you're working with an imagination within an infinite consciousness. And that's, if you even look at it from the point of view is you're only ever here, you're only ever aware, and that is the truth. So that's basically what you are, and that's proof that by saying you're only ever here, which is all you've ever been, and you've only ever been aware, then that backs up what I'm saying, that we are just a state of being aware. But there's no other proof from everything else that they're trying to tell you, and I've just proved that just by saying that just now, that you're aware, you've always been aware, and you've always been here. You've never been anywhere else, because there's only here, and here is the infinity, the infinite potential. The time, like I say, is just imagination of different moments that don't actually exist. It's just this imagination that you're working from within this infinite consciousness. But anyway, I just think I'm going to end it there. If you're watching, you're meant to watch it. Thank you very much. Thank you.